Hello everybody, welcome to Erica Shmerica on YouTube. Make sure to like and subscribe to my new YouTube channel, and I can't wait to talk about all the reality garbage that we all love to watch. And this way we don't have to admit it to the people in our lives. We can just keep it amongst ourselves. So first up today is Stephanie and No More Daddy Ryan. No More Daddy Ryan. Now we've moved on to Cousin Harris. So scratch off that Daddy Ryan and move right in Cousin Harris. Cousin Harris at this point has won that Willy Wonka golden ticket, to the Stephanie exhibit, and he's ready to go. So she had called him the night before when everything went down with Ryan to come and be by her side as a good friend. And you know what? He wasn't going to miss it. So Stephanie woke up in the morning, first morning by herself in Belize, and she went downstairs in her villa and she stomped symbolically on the balloons and flowers that Ryan had brought her from the airport. Very symbolic here. Everything that said, I love you. She had to stomp it, stab it with a knife. And before getting gussied up in her pink dress, got to show a little Stephanie support today, pink dress, with her matching lipstick bag. That was fun. It was almost as fun as her $100 bill bag, which I did see on the bed, but it was a lipstick bag. So she had her whole look together. She was getting ready to go downstairs to see Cousin Ryan. Oh, did I say that? Wait, I think Stephanie almost said that. Cousin Harris. So she went downstairs and he was waiting there. He had his gator mask, his neck gator mask on, looking great, looking a little sweaty. But that was probably because he took a 4-hour bus ride to a 2-hour boat ride, to a messenger bike, to a guy with a donkey, to a guy on a rickshaw, to a drone who dropped him right in the middle of the resort so he and Stephanie could be together. Clearly he's a great friend. That's what Stephanie was looking for her last 3 days of vacation. And, he described the first moment he met Stephanie that he saw her and he thought she was so wonderful. He wanted to climb up and pick her a coconut and bring it to her and give it to her. I mean, nobody's ever done that for me. Anyway, so Cousin Harris goes on to say that Stephanie is the kind of person who is deserving of love and care, not love and care for her roots. She may be deserving of that at this point. Also, I'm not sure how long she's been in Belize at this point, but always good to bring a box with you. And anyway, she goes and she is so happy to see him. She invites him right into the villa. She's asking him to stay, and he will. And she's like, I'm telling you, Harris, I can't believe you came. I needed you here. Ryan is no good. Ryan, I can't believe. Harris, thank you so much for coming. I'm so glad you're here. So this is going to be the next 3 days, and hopefully they stretch this out for the rest of the season, because this is my favorite of the storylines, the biggest train wreck of all time. So can't wait to see their connection grow. Already on the preview, they were showing how she's thinking of pulling the old switcheroony and getting Harris right on that visa, get Ryan right off that visa. So hopefully she's able to work that one out and just do a little Belizean husband swap, fiance swap. All the best to the new couple, Stephanie and Cousin Harris. Next, we're going to talk about Team Tarzal. So Team Tarzal has been a real snooze fest lately, but this week they kind of kicked it up a notch. They kind of decided that, during their regular old days, they're homeschooling Tariq's daughter, Ari, but at night, they let loose on that 3-way dating profile that they created looking for a throuple. So Tariq and Hazel sit down at the computer. They're trying to girl shop, and they're just not agreeing on the right girl for the two of them. It seems that Hazel wants a little more scandalous version of Sister Wives. She wants that sisterhood. She wants that friendship. And then, like a little something sometimes. But meanwhile, Tariq's thinking this is going to be like Cinemax, and he's just going to have a really great time with this. So they're having a hard time, and he, I think, is still really stuck on Minty, their collective ex-girlfriend. So he decides, well, who better to help them find a girl than Minty? She knows everything about them as a couple. So somehow he convinces Hazel, who is not a fan of Minty, to contact her and do a video chat so that she can guide them. So Minty enters the picture and Tariq's whole face lit up. He was so excited to see her. And Hazel got this sour look on her face and she was pretty bitchy towards her. She did not seem so thrilled to see Minty on the big screen. Minty tried to help them, tried to tell them what she thought, their strengths and weaknesses are. I'm glad they didn't play too much of that. Didn't really want to hear all of that. But she did say, oh, you want a girl or not? I don't know why she became the madam of the throuple dating site. So there really wasn't too much else that went on, except now Hazel thinks that Tariq still has a thing for Minty. Pretty clear that he does. And now they're just going to see where this goes because Hazel doesn't trust him, which seems to be a little bit of an issue with the whole sister wives throuple 3-person scenario. So maybe next week we'll get to see some of that preview where Hazel's going after other girls, because that's what they keep showing us to keep making us not fast forward through them, but it hasn't happened yet. So I'm going to just go get on my riding mower and ride away. Rebecca and Zied. So Rebecca and Zied, they haven't been seeing too much of each other because Rebecca's been very busy with her fried chicken. So Zied's been laying low at the Georgia Detention Center, where this week we saw him getting acquainted with the dishwasher. He did mention something about putting a chicken in the dishwasher, which I hope didn't happen. And I also hope I didn't miss him go turkey hunting, like he had mentioned with Rebecca's future son-in-law, Micah, in a previous episode. That would be sad. I would hate to have missed that. I just picture him in the Elmer Fudd outfit, and it's very exciting to me personally. Anyway, they also panned to the bedside, well, the floor bedside of their bedroom, and they showed it looked like a tray full of like cigarettes, ashes, string cheese, a Monster Energy drink, an empty thing of Entenmann's. I mean, I don't know if Angela stopped by for a party, but it sure looked like it. So anyway, Rebecca decided because she had the weekend off, she was going to air out Zied for a little while and take him out to the countryside to a wedding venue, kind of like a woodsy spot with a cabin. So she pulls up there, they arrive, and then there's a horse-drawn carriage that shows up. And that's just not something I ever thought I would see at the same time as looking at Zied, but it was great. They got in. He so much loved the horses. Rebecca said she loves the smell of horses. And I was just excited that he got to sit in a piece of furniture, really. So the two of them went for this romantic ride, and she started discussing the wedding. And Zied felt that because of the pandemic, that they probably should just get married at the courthouse, as soon as possible, just to get it over with. Of course, this didn't really sit well with Rebecca, who's been married lots and lots of times, but this is the real time. So, she wants the wedding. She wants the whole number. So she's not excited about that. After the horse and buggy ride, they go back to the romantic cabin for the weekend. They light a fire, so much fire, and Rebecca starts bringing up wedding details again. So Zied then works in the conversation that it's actually going to be Ramadan soon, and he can't get married during Ramadan. It's just not done. So Rebecca gets very upset, and she's doing the whole lip thing. But she's also, it's very confusing that she didn't realize this, being that she was with Man Arabic before, because I'm not sure if anybody knows this, but she had a Moroccan ex-fiance, ex-husband. Didn't know if anybody knew that or not. So anyway, Mino accept this. They get in a little heated spat. And Rebecca claims that she will not marry him after Ramadan, or before. Because after Ramadan, they only have a week left till the visa expires, and before is just too soon, and she doesn't want that courthouse wedding. So remains much to be seen next week. We're going to see if they're able to work this little issue out. He did claim that if she didn't marry him before Ramadan, he would go and live somewhere else. But that's probably because he wants to sit on a piece of furniture. I hate to see Peepaw Zied and Gigi Rebecca fighting like this. It's terrible. Next up are Andrew and Amira. Now, Andrew and Amira were missing last week. Totally fine, but welcome back. Amira went to go meet up with her father and tell him about her newest plan with Andrew to go to Serbia and retry the whole Mexico theme all over again, but in Serbia. Of course, her dad thinks this is stupid. Everyone thinks this is stupid, and I could just end this right here, but I guess I'll go on. So Andrew does a video chat with Amira afterwards, and they're talking about this new great plan, and he says, baby, whatever you want to do, I'm just gonna go with whatever you want. And she's like, but I don't know, Andrew, and I don't know if I want to go over there. It might be very dangerous. And my ears just started bleeding, so I didn't really know what else was said. All I know is he was drinking out of a mug with his own face on it. That I did catch. Also, the only intelligent thing he has done thus far was he did bring in on three-way call, not a Tarzal situation, an immigration lawyer, which was a great idea. And the immigration lawyer gave them an idea. Why don't you extend the visa? Given the pandemic, I'm sure that can happen. And that's something that I would have told them that might be a possibility if they would have asked me, but nobody did. So anyway, they're weighing out all the options. It looks like Amira wants to go to the option of moving the visa. And Andrew looks like he's going along with everything, but who's to say? Who wants to say? Who even cares? Au revoir. Also on this episode were Natalie and Big Mike. So I thought for sure this week they'd find another romantic spot to tell each other just how much they hate each other. But no, alas, there was a little peace made this episode. All was quiet and squim. So Natalie called her friend Svetlana on a video call to discuss the relationship and how badly everything was going. And Svetlana told her, Frankie says relax. Just relax. Go to it. So she agreed that she was going to just chill out, apologize to Mike, and see where things went. And really, if that's all it takes, then thanks for wasting a few weeks of our lives. Go eat your carrot in the corner. Mike was pretty receptive to Natalie's apology, although he didn't jump up and give her ring back like she was hoping. But that's pretty much all that happened with them this episode. Nothing too exciting. Also this week were Yara and Jovi. So after the big party last week with the bad ending where Yara was crying, she was so upset, and Jovi was drinking, she said, Jovi, and she's crying as usual. They were waking up at Jovi's parents' house the next morning. Things seemed to be better, and she communicated that she just needed him to not drink as much and to consider her feelings. And it seems like throughout the season, Jovi has kind of like, every time she gets to that point, he kind of like seems to turn it around a little bit and act a little better. So maybe that'll work. They went to talk to Jovi's parents about their wedding plans, which seem like they just want to go to Vegas by themselves and elope. But Mother Jovi is not so thrilled. She really wants to come. Yara, on the other hand, not so excited about that idea. So then they took off later, went back to New Orleans, and they walked around and they went to a little mask shop where they had all the Mardi Gras masks. And Yara hates everything. So she's complaining. Everything that Jovi's showing her, she's like, cool, cool, cool. She's just a bunch of fun, ray of sunshine all the time. So they go into this mask shop and she's like, so what, you just drink a lot and girls are naked in the streets, Jovi? And he tries to explain Mardi Gras, but he doesn't know much beyond those two things either. So that was lost on him. She made fun of him for not knowing anything. No culture. Again, it's like Natalie. Like, does he even go to museums? So is there a Mardi Gras museum he can go to? Can he go with Mike? Because that would really up his museum numbers big time. So anyway, and they could have a beer. So they'd be happy. Anyway, that was kind of it with these two. They kind of did seem to be getting along towards the end. I think they do like each other. I think we just catch them, I don't know, on bad days or pretending to have a storyline, really. Thanks so much for joining me for another recap of 90 Day Fiance Season 8, Episode 12. Make sure to check out my website, www.ericashmerica.com. And subscribe to my YouTube channel because now I do this. How cool is that? All right, see everybody next week. Thanks so much.